You're listening to Portland, Oregon's own Nameless Gamers PDX podcast.
Headshot.
Where we sit around and talk about games while drinking the finest microbrews in the Pacific Northwest. Search for us on Facebook or reach us on Twitter at iLeggedOut. Send us an email to namelessgamerspdx@gmail.com or head over to our website, namelessgamerspdx.com. Thanks for listening, and don't forget to subscribe.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast.
Welcome.
Where we're going to talk about some video games and some, we're going to talk a little bit about BetaCon. We're going to talk a little bit about Call of Duty. We're going to talk a little bit about, well, we're going to do some history. We're going to do a little bit of trivia type stuff.
Word.
But mainly,
We'll do that.
We know what we're really known for, guys. This podcast is, we're basically like I know last time we mentioned that we're kind of like Home Improvement, not so much as we're more like This Old House. Okay. With Bob Vila, and I know I mentioned Al Borland. This was, I spoke a little bit out of turn. I meant to say Bob Vila, so apologies for that. We did get a lot of emails about that over the week. And I know that Bob Vila and Al Borland are different people, and we do apologize for that mistake. So on behalf of Nameless Gamers PDX podcast, we're very sorry.
Yes.
Moving on. We left the last episode with a question that Scott had, and we want to know what we're going to do about that this week. What happened with that, Scott? What do we got and what happened?
Well, we asked him. This was a good one. Tony came up with this one a couple weeks ago. It was really good. Is sports games.
Yeah.
Like your favorite sports game.
All
Or
right.
at least a good sports game.
Yeah.
I think through the history of video games, sports have kind of got a bad rap with it. Or,
but there's
they just
also
overly saturated of bad games.
Yeah, very true.
So usually when you go looking for any type of retro game,
yeah.
at the store, it's mostly just going to be
The bad games.
Yeah, the bad WWE, WWF.
The stuff nobody wants to buy.
Yeah,
Exactly,
the really
yeah.
bad stuff that's there. So there's the diamonds in the rough that we're looking for. Tony, what did you come up with?
So I actually have two, and these might be more of a nostalgia than anything.
All right.
It was Tecmo Bowl for the Nintendo.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And Double Dribble with the Nintendo.
Yeah.
Two of the best ever. Really?
Two of the gems of the football and basketball, in my
With
opinion.
Bo Jackson, right?
Double dribble.
Yeah. Part of the nostalgia, though.
Going for the dunk.
Nailed it.
Yes. Exactly. Part of that nostalgia, though, was playing those a lot with my dad.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So we would play those games, and like back then when you couldn't do really like a season campaign, it wasn't until later versions of those games.
Yeah.
Like Super Tecmo Bowl, you could do a season. We would kind of do our own season, and we'd do it pen and paper.
Yeah.
Play a couple rounds.
Yeah, or like my dad would do it like on his own too. Like before
Really?
he'd go to like I'd be in bed or something, and he would play, and he would do it like on paper to keep his record. You know, he'd play the same team, and he'd
Just play like a whole season.
play a whole. So he'd play like he wouldn't do it
Dedication
all
right
in
there.
one day or anything. It'd be like a game a night kind of thing, or a game every few nights.
That's still some dedication
Yeah.
to do that. Like,
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
keep track of my score.
This is a man who has like 90 fantasy teams.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah, he does have a lot of fantasy football teams. So he's always been into kind of that stuff. And I remember later football games he would play that you could play seasons, and you could draft, like they would generate
His life
draft.
became so much easier after
Yeah,
that.
exactly. Yes.
Just save the
Have you introduced him to the Yahoo app? It does pretty good.
I think he's
stats,
familiar
like
with
things. Okay.
with pretty much all of that. The only thing is he doesn't actually. I think he still does not have a smartphone. I'm like, really, Dad? Really?
Do they still sell
How do you not have a smartphone now? Like, what can you go?
You can play online. He does it all online.
My
yeah.
Nokia 3100 to
No, he just hasn't bought a
retrofit.
phone in like 12 years or whatever it
We can
is.
find parts for that thing. It's just a
no, you
walkie-talkie.
gotta
Just a
remember
minute.
those things
man.
didn't die.
Yeah, those old razors and the little Nokia ones.
Yeah. That shit did not die.
If you plug it in and charge it up, it would be working right now.
Yeah.
Retro
'Cause
bricks.
Your battery
those things
doesn't-
were bulletproof. Yeah.
Yeah, your battery doesn't die after a year.
Nice.
My Razor was great.
Yeah.
And it fell all the time. Never just kept on rolling.
Yeah, you ended up getting a couple of those though. You had to replace it once, I think, because you screwed up the buttons.
I broke the battery cover broke, so it wouldn't stay on, and the battery would consequently fall out. So that's an issue. You're gonna want to get that.
Well, you can still break a brick.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Right.
Randy, what about you? What games did you come
Hi.
up? What did you play in sports?
Yes,
Because we like sports.
I did. And Tecmo Bowl would have been one of the ones at the top of my list too. I did find some others though, because I had a feeling that probably would come up, and I would want to leave that for someone else. Although the Tecmo Bowl series, and did you know that was an arcade cabinet as well?
Yes.
Tecmo Bowl. And
The
it was
original was, yes.
pretty fly.
I did not know that. Really?
Yeah, it was real good. But the ones I have two. And like sports games, like now I'm like, but like back in the day, like Nintendo era, and maybe even some before that, maybe even like Atari had some decent sports games. But like the ones that stick to my mind are Blades of Steel, and Kings of the Beach, which we were actually talking about earlier. Which is a volleyball game
one?
for Nintendo.
Yeah.
The Super Spike.
I really liked. I don't know why. I think part of it was that I played it with like my cousin as well.
Yeah.
Right.
So it was a good two. Those sports games were like those were designed to play with two player because that's all you had back in the day. So I remember those games. I remember those matches and stuff being really cool. And then Blades of Steel, same thing, really.
Right.
And then the same thing that you mentioned. I know you kind of touched on it. With Tecmo Bowl playing with your dad.
Yeah.
My dad bought that game and brought it home, and that's how I learned how to play it.
Nice.
Yeah.
So
it's
it was
exactly the same.
Yeah, so same situation. It's like I didn't ask for this. It was just there after school one day, and I was like, my dad actually bought a game. That's weird. We're going to play that. So that happened.
It's a new game in the house.
Yeah,
I'm not going to not play it.
Yeah, so that's how that all kind of started. What about you, Ben? You got some faves?
Yeah, I like sports games aren't my exact forte. Though I will say it is very enjoyable to watch like a couple of guys who know what they're doing. Throw down on like one of the Maddens.
Oh yeah,
and
or like the soccer game, the FIFAs.
It's fun to watch. There was really only two sports games that ever grabbed me by the cojones, if you will. Super Dodgeball.
Yeah.
Super Dodgeball.
Nintendo.
You've talked
that was
about
on
that
Basic
times.
Nintendo,
That's a
right?
good
That one was
that
fun.
game, I remember I couldn't wait to get home to play whoever was sitting there next to me. Actually, I had to go to a buddy's house. And then remember the nights of Virtua Tennis.
Yes.
On Sega Dreamcast.
Yes.
Late nights there.
Long late nights playing doubles.
I can't believe. Yeah, like
losers
we had four
out.
Of us.
Well, a lot of times there was more than four of
like
us.
6 or 8 guys. And
Grown
it was like,
men.
Whoever
No,
lost
it wasn't
had
just.
to-
But it wasn't just the
whoever
guys.
lost had to
'cause
give up the controller. Yeah, the girls got into
the
it
girls
too.
at the time.
There was like
girlfriends
girls
at the
that
time.
were standing in line waiting to play. That game was awesome, man.
Yes.
That game with the music muted,
Yes.
and the sound effects cranked all the way up through a 5.1 system. So like when you hit the thwack and the ball and the feet are squeaking, it sounds like you're watching Wimbledon or something.
And there would be some of the grunts every once in a while on the real hard
everybody's
hits.
just like the whole room would just kind of like it'll get silent. And
As
all
a
you can hear
volley's
is
going.
thwack. Everybody just erupts. Yeah.
Do not disturb the players.
Yeah. Yeah, good times.
That
man.
was that was a fun one.
Yeah, I think there's a few sequels, 3 or 4, but nothing compares
To the original.
to that first one on Dreamcast.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was that Virtua Tennis 1?
I think it was the original,
I think it was
yeah.
just Virtual Tennis.
Virtual
yeah.
Tennis.
Because
And it had-
that was the
It had
Dreamcast.
Nadal, Federer, it had whoever
All
the
the
top tennis stars
Haas,
were. Yeah.
Tommy Haas,
Pioline, a whole bunch
Who
of...
was it
I
your
don't know.
brother always played?
Lucas. Yeah, Lucas was...
Was that the one
Tommy
that
Haas.
was it released for Xbox 360 later?
There was a Virtual Tennis 3.
Oh, it was a different one. Okay.
on
Yeah.
Xbox.
That was terrible.
Each rendition of the game, the mechanics got slightly altered.
Yeah,
and
wasn't quite the same.
The first one, damn near perfect. It was easy to pick up and learn. It was so simple, a kid could play it, but if you wanted to get good at it, the subtle, it's all finesse with that stick and the button. The Dreamcast has analog buttons.
Yeah.
And you
Pressure sensitive analog buttons.
Yep. So like you could really dial in your spikes, your lob, whatever you're doing.
But you really want to punish your opponent.
Yeah.
You have a way to do that.
You know, it's kind of like they made the one tennis game, and everything before it and after it just sucks.
Yeah.
The one in the series.
I tried playing the one on the Xbox that you're talking about.
I think I rented it, or I might have bought it. I think I bought it,
and it was
bought it used.
I remember it being really slow compared to Virtua.
It was a lot slower.
We had that at a bachelor party.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think we did.
Maybe it was James. I think it was your brother, right? Wasn't mine.
No, because
were we at the beach?
the Call of Duty. We were playing Call of Booty, and it erased your game.
It was offline Call of Duty, and it wiped out my single player campaign.
I think it was for years.
Yeah, that was fucking ridiculous.
That was crazy.
Call of Duty.
You got real upset.
Well, whatever.
Anyway,
I would too.
Okay,
it was only about 20.
But I got a few here. It kind of looks like through like the history and the life of sports video games, they kind of started sucking about unless you're a serious hardcore fan of
they became
the game.
more like
those Madden.
Just about 2002 to 3, people
where's
just
that
stopped
line?
playing
There was definitely a line.
sports games.
Yep.
No, I think there's a big
you're
segment
wrong.
that plays
You're
the
wrong.
Maddens and the
NBA
NBA 2Ks.
Like I
those
said,
kind
the
of
people
stuff.
that are
I know guys that are
hardcore into
in
it.
Madden leagues.
Yeah,
They just keep playing again and again. They just keep rerunning a season.
And on the new ones, you can keep playing long term.
Yeah.
Like
I have one of them from the last few years.
They have a draft every year. It's legit.
Well, no, there is the small community, the small following. It's usually not the big blockbuster game that's coming out for that year. It's usually not what you're looking for.
Sports games is a very tight demographic.
It's a niche.
You
graphic
find you
demographic.
You tend to seem to find the retro is the more popular of the games. Because it's simple enough to enjoy it for a couple minutes.
Because we were at BetaCon this week. We were watching some talk. Someone said, "How many of you guys like sports games?" One person in the audience raised their hand, and they're like, "Okay, all right, not many, but okay."
Moving on.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah,
come over here.
Yeah,
I want to talk to you.
And it was pretty funny.
So I got some honorable mentions, and these are in no particular order.
Right.
These were kind of as I remembered them. And yes, Excite Bike.
Oh yeah,
That's probably one of the few.
They counted that as a sports game, didn't they?
Yeah.
Technically,
customize
your bike racing,
your own tracks,
almost like a motocross.
Yeah. Apparently,
I guess that's a sport, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a pretty good one. It's still playable to this day.
NASCAR is a sport,
really good.
so technically.
Yeah.
Good point, Tony.
Flash forward, Fight Night. Probably at least the newer boxing that series.
Okay.
It's just that was one that everybody could play, get into. That was a fun one. Going backwards, Mike Tyson's Punch Out for boxing. Gotta throw that up there.
Yeah.
Boxing's a sport.
00737359963.
Thank you.
Takes you straight to Tyson.
Take it to your face.
That's pretty good.
Few football games. There was the Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah.
I kind of like John Elway's quarterback. I just like the upward screen of it.
Yeah.
For retro. I didn't really like the sideways scrolling. Didn't work.
You're talking the north-south versus the east-west kind of layout of the field.
That was pretty good. The Blitz series.
Oh, yeah.
Those were fun.
Those are good.
Those were kind of
Those are still good.
If I remember, weren't those kind of almost like a riff off of the NBA Jams?
Yes.
Yeah, that type. But that was fun. That was fun. Like, you could play the game.
Okay.
You weren't super serious. So if you just want to jump into a game and waste some time, you can.
Yeah.
And after the play is called, that was half the fun. The early ones,
you
could still have your guy run in and tackle and throw other guys after the play is called.
Yeah.
Late hits.
Late hits. Like, you
do like an elbow drop on the dude. He's already tackled. You run up and just drop one right on his face.
They took that away. In the newer ones, they took that away. You can't do that anymore.
That was also a cabinet as well.
Damn.
I think so, yeah.
Prison rules.
Prison rules.
Guards versus inmates. Right? Let's go.
You mentioned, NBA Jams. NBA Hang Time. Or Arch Rivals was another really good one.
Yeah, that was a big one.
A little earlier than that.
That was a hell of an arcade cabinet, that one.
Arch Rivals?
Yeah. Where you could just straight up punch the guy in the face. Bam!
So you pull a Mo Lucas.
Oh, yeah.
Tony Hawk games. Did you guys ever play skating games?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I
Like
forgot
what was
about
PlayStation and PlayStation 2 was Tony Hawk.
Tony Hawk
2
Hawk.
and 3 or the
Yeah.
I remember wasting a lot of time in the dorm room.
Really?
Yeah.
We'd play Tony Hawk, and it was almost like Virtua Tennis, where we would sit around. It was the same with the Tony Hawk. We would sit around,
spend hours
and
finding
pass
that grind.
pass the controller.
I think on this podcast we've talked about Tony Hawk. We even have an episode called Tony Hawk in a Hazy Room. We've talked about Tony Hawk a lot.
Probably not as much as we should, though.
Yeah, we should probably bring it up a little bit more. But yeah, that has been a recurring theme, and that should go to tell you. It's a pretty damn good game.
It's a good game.
I remember
Caveat on the Tony Hawk real quick was they usually had a pretty good soundtrack too.
Yeah, they did have the better
unlockable characters. I remember
Spider-Man.
Those were good.
Yeah.
Neversoft was the company that did those, and those were real good.
What are they doing now? They kicking out anything?
Yeah,
now?
they're done now. They're gone.
I think there was a Tony Hawk a couple years ago.
Neversoft is no longer a company.
There's it's called Skate. They're still making them.
Yeah.
Right.
Tony Hawk probably still. I can't. I know that there's still Tony Hawks, but Neversoft is no longer a company.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. It was taken over. And I think the quality on them has, last I saw, has dropped quite a bit since the Microsoft.
Okay.
We had coming way to the future of these games is Wii Sports.
Yeah, I was going to throw that out there.
Particularly bowling and golf.
Yeah,
the boxing was pretty good, though.
It never
golf was
really
kind of fun.
Boxing I didn't like because you just sit there like you're playing the drum. And
I'm sorry. I'm thinking the Kinect Sports. The boxing was pretty good.
Yeah, like the bowling was fun.
And golf. I
I
remember killing a few hours with Scott, just like
bowling,
bowl a few frames. Yeah,
playing some golf.
That was fun.
My personal favorites: pro wrestling for the NES.
Okay,
that's
like the generic pro wrestling.
A winner is you.
Yes, that one. It's one of those games I've
with the
kinda
creature
had
from the Black Lagoon, dude, and like the
Amazon
dude.
Man.
Yeah, the Amazon
Starman.
Yeah, Starman.
And it's like King Karn Corn or King Corn Karn.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Let me guess. Big Ape.
No, not Great Ape. He's not. He doesn't make.
No, they were like
appearance.
really slender, like tall type figures in that game. It was kind of weird.
Yeah. They were. Yeah. It was fun. It was an early one that was really easy to play. Ice hockey as well. I have to put that right next to it. If Randy said Blades of Steel, that's definitely up there. But ice hockey was another really good game. I love that. You can make them different sizes and get in the fights.
Yeah,
that was always fun to be able to do.
The fighting in a hockey game was always
like
the
I've
best.
said before. Blades of Steel is probably the best fighting game for Nintendo.
Yeah.
I'll bring that over tomorrow. I'll bring that over next week.
Yeah,
we'll play some Blades of Steel. And then probably my last one, and this has got to be kind of like Virtua Tennis. The top in the series would be Mario Golf Toadstool Tour for the N64.
You know what?
I'm going to lay that down once again as like that's the best golfing game.
Those Hot Shots games are pretty good too.
I didn't like the Hot Shots.
Oh, the Hot Shots golf.
I didn't like
couldn't get into them. I didn't like
They're pretty fun.
The characters were like always dancing, a lot of sideline animations, like something Vince McMahon would put together or something. I was like, the taunt, Mario Golf had the taunt. Remember that?
It was always fun. Go. Everybody's going in the background.
That kind of thing, yeah.
And the courses, the holes, the course, they were just so fun. They were not just a normal golf course that's, this is a really big hill over here. You're going from like tree branch to tree branch.
Yeah, the King Kong
the deserts,
the Donkey
Kong courses.
You're going from tree to
really
tree.
Fun.
That was a hard one.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you guys want to do some Name That Game?
No, because I have one more question before we go here. This deals with sports.
All right.
When you guys did play or still do, do you guys usually play your favorite team even if they suck? Do you always play?
No.
Not always.
You play other teammates? Other teams?
Sometimes I'll mix it up. Yeah.
Sometimes. I mean, when you play Tecmo Bowl, you know you're going to be the Bears.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because fucking
you go for somebody with high stats.
Yeah, I always played the Bears.
Yeah. I don't play anything.
If you're gonna play Tecmo Bowl, Walter Payton is the running back for the Bears.
The only other would be Bo.
Right.
Playing with the Bo Jackson.
Yeah, the Bo Jackson's a pretty good one too. Otherwise, why are you wasting my time?
Yeah.
The quarterback for the Eagles just says like QB Eagles, I think.
Yeah.
They don't have. They didn't get the names.
Well,
for
you got to
everybody.
remember too. In
They had to be
Tecmo Bowl,
stars. You had to be a star. To get your name
Tecmo Bowl,
in
they didn't
Tecmo
actually
Bowl.
have the team mascot or the team nickname. It was always Chicago, Washington,
Yeah. That's all it's
Yeah,
saying.
a lot of-
Francisco.
yeah, a lot of the early
because
ones
they weren't licensed, but it was literally the players and the teams. It just didn't have the name.
No, yeah.
We ready for
let's do some
Yeah.
trivia.
Yeah, man. Let me just
right.
let's make
Get
sure
your
this is
dinger
working.
noise.
All right, sounds good.
I got a couple of random questions about
All right.
random video game
All right.
knowledge. If you know it, tell me.
Shout it out.
What you know. I'm gonna hit y'all first with we're going back on PC. Driver. You guys play Driver, the original Driver?
I did not.
No.
You didn't play?
No.
Oh, did any of you guys play?
Not until like PlayStation.
I don't know. I don't think so.
You're talking
Oh,
I definitely didn't play on PC.
No.
No.
Hit us up
Well,
with your question though.
So in Driver, before you could even do mission 1,
yeah.
you had to pass a test. Where did that test take place?
parking lot, like the fucking
DMV
the,
parking
excuse me, the
structure?
Parking garage.
parking garage structure.
Yeah, car park.
I think that was in like
That
2 or
was
3.
so hard.
That was the hardest part of the game.
I couldn't pass it. Like we didn't have.
They wanted to be sure.
We didn't have. I was doing because I was used to thumbsticks, and we didn't have a way to hook up at
the time
a controller to the PC.
Yeah.
So I think
Unless
I
you
had to. I had
owned
to-
a controller.
Yeah, I had to be like Lucas, man. I'm not a WASD in a
Yeah.
driver sim
Kinda
guy,
dude.
kind
Yeah.
of guy.
Yeah.
You know, because most PC games use that.
Yeah, the WAS.
WASD or whatever.
Yeah.
I had to have him pass it for me. I couldn't pass that damn test. That pissed me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. All right.
I just bought a controller for that kind of
Really?
stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I bought a $20,
I thought about a
$30
wheel. I was like,
controller.
I don't know if I could go get this if I got
Oh,
like a
those
stick shift
wheels
with
are
a wheel, but
wheels are so
they're-
expensive,
yeah,
even
I wasn't-
now.
Yeah.
It's like a deviled Easter egg. Like you spend $60 on a game, and it's like you can't play it.
Yeah.
Haha, you
Yeah.
don't get to pass the first.
All right. Moving on. Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
You guys familiar with this one?
I've heard of
Your horse is named after a Celtic goddess.
Epona.
Epona is the name.
Okay. Hey, we got that one. All right. We'll go to what is the currency from Final Fantasy?
Gil.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that as a
Tony,
tie.
Tony gets it. Tony
I wrote
gets it.
Final Fantasy 7, but I'll.
He got
that.
He got that G out first. He gets it.
All right.
Does anybody remember the name of the planet from the original Metroid?
Oh, fuck.
Mars.
It's not Mars, brother. It's not red.
Venus.
It's not Venus. It's in fact not in our solar system.
Does it?
But it does
start
exist.
with a Z?
It does.
Xenon.
It's not Xenon.
Xenu.
Oh my god, you're so close.
Zenubio.
Zenobia?
I
Going.
because it's the same one as in 3 or as in Super Metroid.
It is.
It's the
but
same
it doesn't-
planet.
It doesn't make it through Super Metroid, does it?
No. It goes boom.
Yeah.
Planet go
Yeah.
boom.
It go
Remember?
boom, boom.
You want me to give it to you?
I have drawn a blank.
Zebes or Zebes.
Zebes.
Z-E-B-E-S.
I did it
You were
too
so
much.
close, man.
Zeeps.
I went too
Zebes.
far.
Zebes, I think, is
Oh,
maybe.
now I recognize the name now that you say it, but yeah. Okay.
Does anybody? I don't know if you guys remember when it came out on Mario 64. Nintendo 64 was the first time you got a close up of Mario's face, and we learned that he had what color eyes?
Blue.
Yeah.
And I gazed into them
bastard.
longingly.
So all right,
That's as far as it went, but
Did you? Yeah,
that's
You-
all.
It's literally
Well,
all
that was
you
a weird
did.
one.
Swear
could
to God,
zoom-
that's
you
all
could
that
zoom
happened.
into his face and like
Yeah.
grab his
Yeah, you
nose
pull
and
his
his
ears
cheeks and
and-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. How about if I give you guys? I'm going to give you a couple titles here. The Faces of Evil and The Wand of Gamelon were released for the failed CDI console and are
boy.
considered
Sega,
the
yeah.
black sheep of what famous game series? These are like 2 chapters from a really famous game series
Final
that
Fantasy.
they're ashamed of. 'Cause
Is it Morrowind?
That,
There-
that
or,
CDI console just
was
bombed.
terrible.
Yeah,
Elder Scrolls.
The Elder Scroll. No.
I don't.
more popular.
Oh.
Elder Scrolls is pretty damn fucking popular,
Yeah.
though.
Okay.
Don't look at me. I don't.
This is that. Those are
Mario Brothers.
Almost. I'll take that. That was
Okay.
Zelda.
Oh,
Those
no,
were chapters from
that's not
Zelda.
the same.
Really?
Legend of Zelda. Well, Nintendo.
But okay. Yeah.
Because you're heading down a different
Yeah.
path. I
Yeah.
couldn't get you there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
I can't.
That's
I'm
your-
not gonna call that a victory, but I'll say yes. I got the closest.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
You got for that. You can have 1 Canadian point for Rando over there.
Which is, you mean worthless.
Yeah.
Well,
not
it's
really.
one metric
Not really.
point.
To look at,
Okay,
right?
one metric point.
So
We
yeah,
don't have Canadian points. That's not a thing.
All right.
tune in next time.
Okay, so we
Yeah.
that is our trivia. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have some other interesting little tidbits, including some Call of Duty news
Oh yeah.
Oh.
from Tony.
I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, and then some other good tidbits as well.
Little
So
history as well, right?
We'll be right back. This episode of Nameless Gamers PDX podcast is brought to you in part by Casper. I don't know about you, but I value a good night's sleep. If you're looking for a sleep cheat code, we recommend Casper. Casper is an online retailer of premium mattresses for a fraction of the price. They're a new hybrid mattress that combines premium latex foam with memory foam, so they're extra comfortable. They also have a risk-free trial and return policy. Try sleeping on a Casper for 100 days with free delivery and painless returns. You can get $50 towards any mattress purchase by visiting www.casper.com/friends/ngpdx. What are you waiting for? Go to casper.com/friends/ngpdx and get your $50 and get started today. Thanks, Casper.
Moving on up.
Oh, yeah. So he says, with Tyrannosaurus Checks. Oh, hi. I didn't see you
man.
there. I'm Randy Lunsford, host of the Nameless Gamers PDX podcast, and welcome back. We're
Thanks.
We got jokes.
Hey.
Thank you.
We got great jokes.
we have very good jokes. We have very good, good stories. And Scott has some good history.
got some good history.
It's woodworking history, right?
No.
Oh.
That's not my section.
Woodworking.
Oh.
I do the
That would
plumbing.
be the Monday.
Oh, plumbing.
podcast, sir.
Okay.
Ben does the woodworking.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Jeez.
Sorry.
You've been doing this as long
Try
as
and
we
keep
have.
up,
And you
brah.
yeah, come on. Get with it. Okay, no, we're going to do some gaming history here. We're going to go back April 1990. Konami releases Metal Gear 2
Snake's Revenge.
Snake's Revenge.
None of that solid shit. Just
Nothing-
Metal Gear.
Just Metal Gear.
What was that
Snake's
noise?
Revenge. Now, apparently, this is what I guess they did it without. I might say his name wrong. I'm going to try for it. Hideo Kojima.
Hideo Kojima.
That guy. Randy, you know that guy. You know.
That was an NES release, yes.
Yeah, you know that guy.
and
yeah,
and any it was I remember in the NES versions of those
uh-huh.
they couldn't call them cigarettes.
Oh,
They'd call them smokes.
Yeah.
So that was how you would like show the lasers.
No,
and
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, they had weird, and they couldn't call them boobs, they called them fun bags.
Fun bags. Oh yeah.
It was weird. It was a weird.
It was the
the fun
kind
bag.
It
of
was a weird
censoring.
time.
Yeah.
It was entry into the PC world.
I don't even know what that means.
You know.
What's a fun bag?
Well,
It's a bag of fun.
Bag.
yeah.
Contains
Where do you
a
keep
lot
your
of
fun?
Fun.
Same year, April 1990, Smash TV
Yeah.
gets released for. It was originally released
that's the
for
game
arcade.
show, like
The
Demolition
Running
thing.
Man.
Yeah. Kinda
Based
like
off,
Running Man.
yeah, loosely based off of a Running Man.
Who
It
loves
was the
you?
release of the
And who do you
two-stick
love?
arcade.
Yeah. Okay.
It was later ported to the NES and Super
Yeah.
Nintendo, a couple other ones. I like that. That was a personal favorite and one of mine. I always liked it. So that came out in 1990.
Damn.
Where were
Right
you
on.
in 1990?
Was in grade school.
Grade school. Nice.
Yeah.
nice.
Borrowing,
It's probably the same
asking
spot.
if I could go to somebody else's house to play Nintendo because I didn't have one.
Ah.
I was that guy. You got a Nintendo? Hey, cuck him over.
1990.
I want to play.
doing
I'm your
that?
new best friend.
Shit, 1990. I think you were
man.
in middle school.
Y'all
right?
guys got peanut butter and jelly?
Y'all got
I'll bring some.
games.
I'll bring some GIF if you got Mario Kart. What's up?
A few years later, 1994,
Yeah.
April, Final Fantasy 7
Yeah.
or 3 for America.
No,
Right,
6
Really?
or
No.
3.
No,
No,
3 or
because 7 and 7 were 7 in the U.S. and 7 in Japan were the same game. 3 and 6
No.
were the same game.
No.
No, I guarantee
Pick
it.
up sticks.
No, Final Fantasy 7 it's Final Fantasy 7. It was Final Fantasy 3 in America, wasn't it?
No, it's 6. Final Fantasy
I know
6
it's
in
the
Japan.
6th in the game. I know it's the 6th in the series.
7 was
Like,
the
we
big
can
one
settle
with
this.
Cloud.
Right?
No, 7. It was it was the weird
Google
thing
that.
with Final Fantasy.
Well, no, I know they were different, but I thought what we knew as Final Fantasy 7.
It was the 7th in the series.
Well, what is it that
which
you're
would have been
gonna
Final
say?
Fantasy
Because maybe
Tactics.
that'll help.
Sorry.
It was released for SNES.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be the 6th,
Final Fantasy 3 SNES.
In the storyline.
Yeah.
but it was actually it was
Seven-
the 3rd here, but it was the 7th actually.
7. Yeah. So
It's
it wasn't
the,
actually
the
Final.
sixth installment of the iconic Final Fantasy series, Final Fantasy VI.
Six.
Introduced the
Yeah.
ability to play all the main characters as the game's protagonists.
Yeah.
Plenty of
So
abilities, blah,
so
blah,
what
blah.
I'm thinking of is Final Fantasy 7
Yeah.
was 7 both in the US and in Japan, and that was released on PlayStation. 6
Okay.
was the last one released on Nintendo. That was actually the 7th one though, because there was Final Fantasy Tactics that
That
was
was-
not numbered.
a firefight.
That was until like PlayStation.
No, the original Final Fantasy Tactics was on Super Famicom, the Super Nintendo in Japan.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that Tactics.
They
I thought
re-released
Tactics.
Fantasy it.
Tactics
I remember
doesn't
it
sound
got
familiar at all.
Tactics.
They re-released it as on the PlayStation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey everybody, it's Randy Luntz from the Names Games BDX podcast. If you want to check out your Final Fantasy lore, check out Wikipedia. We don't really fucking know what we're talking about.
I know my shit, brother.
Thanks, Randy.
Thanks. Okay,
So,
so going
moving
on
on.
a few
All right.
years ago, 2000.
I'm done now. You can go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. April 27th, 2000, Legend of Zelda, Majora's Mask, for N64 drops.
I very much like that game.
Majora's
You know,
Mask.
that's a big one. That's one that's always
I did
kind
not
of,
play that one because I
elusive,
did
but-
not have the little expansion card you needed to play it.
Oh, the M64 RAM pack?
That little,
Yeah.
that little
It was like 4 fucking megs of RAM.
Yeah, 4 additional megs
4
of RAM.
additional.
Oh,
like
yeah.
4
You needed that to
something,
play
yeah.
Perfect Dark well.
Yeah, had to have
You-
Perfect Dark.
For multiplayer Perfect Dark, you had to have that.
Yeah.
So silly.
Yeah.
So
It
silly.
was like the two games that actually needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were like a dozen games maybe that needed it.
Yeah.
I think Turok 2 might have needed it as well.
Oh, Turok 2 multiplayer. That's
Was
a
that pretty
blast.
good?
That was a blast.
Game
Yeah.
on, right? We had April 2015.
Mm-hmm.
This,
Okay.
this is kind of a jump. There wasn't a whole lot released in April. Ben's
It's a
favorite
odd
Goat
year.
Simulator for Xbox.
Woo.
360
Goat Sim,
was
yeah.
released.
Goat
Goat
Sim
Simulator.
is,
If you want to kill a goat.
Yeah.
You know, if you got a couple hours to kill and you want to be thoroughly entertained, play Goat Sim.
I have a throwback as
Probably
well.
get an achievement
Okay.
for
For us.
doing something weird.
Duck Hunt.
Duck Hunt.
33 years ago. So 83?
Shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Long
That
time.
was that when the
That was like an original release.
That was before it came as
Years
the
Old.
the start
as the
starter
as
pack,
the
whatever?
the Mario and
pack
Duck
in,
Hunt.
the Mario Super
packed
Mario
in,
World,
yeah.
Super Mario Land. Super Mario Brothers,
Super Mario
and
Brothers.
Duck Hunt
Yeah.
on the
There was a
same
lot of different iterations of that pack.
Yeah.
A lot
Yeah.
more than people realize. Like I think at first there was like the Super Mario Brothers, and there was Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt. Then there was
Mm-hmm.
Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, and then like Track and Field or something like that.
World Class
Yeah.
Track Meet.
World Class Track Meet. Yeah, there was a few different iterations of that pack
Yeah.
in. They switched it up.
Well, the original was just the Super Mario Brothers. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
World
they were
Class
all
Track Meet.
released. and then
World
they
Class
came
Track
back.
Meet might have been the pack in for when the Power Pad came out. Mm-hmm. Maybe that's what it was, and then they were like,
Yes.
doing that whole bit.
because
Yeah, that sounds.
Well, that's where I got mine was with the Power Pad was
with
the 3-stack
Yeah,
of the
the 3-stack,
Mario,
yeah.
the Duck Hunt, and
yeah, makes sense.
what you Philly.
But,
And then for the last one for April, I think this is probably the bigger one, than maybe a little bit bigger than Duck Hunt. Was April 1982. Pitfall for the Atari 2600 is released.
Oh, I love that game.
I'm pretty good. At that
I think,
game.
honestly, even
Sure.
the newer ones that they made still don't compare at all to the original.
Pitfall.
Yeah.
Pitfall.
No.
Um,
Well,
the
those are totally different.
Yeah.
The never-ending game.
We have
The music totally stops for a second as you swing, and then it goes. Yeah, it's great. It's great.
Good stuff.
best impression.
Funny little thing,
yeah.
Randy. I know you're a big fan. Did you know Jack Black was in the commercial for that game?
Pitfall?
For Pitfall.
As like a
new one
kid?
or the
No,
original?
the
one?
original.
Oh,
As a
no.
kid?
We're going to go back and watch this. Everybody break out your YouTube and go look and find the commercial
Google
for the original
Pitfall
Pitfall.
commercial.
He is the kid at the very beginning of that
right.
commercial.
Wow.
Not
Just
know
a
that.
fun, just a kind of a fun little
little
that's
trivia.
a fact.
Little Easter egg, if you will.
He's in it for like 10 seconds, maybe, but it's pretty funny.
Nice.
So that's what I came up with history for April. Hopefully, next month we'll have some more for us.
Nice. Yeah.
What about you, Tony? Anything new?
What do we got in the way?
Holy shit, there he is.
Yeah. Ben found him.
First.
He's got a little pith helmet on.
He totally looks like Jack Black. So he's like,
Great.
Oh, yeah.
Tony, anything
yeah.
happening new?
What's in the
Anything
news?
meow?
So in the news,
Yes.
just a few days ago.
Call of Duty?
No, well, that
okay,
was
okay.
today, so we're going to start a couple days ago.
Okay.
He's thinking into the
I
future.
get a little excited.
I know you
He's
do.
into the future.
StarCraft, the
Ah.
original, became free to play. You don't have to have a key for it, so you didn't have to pay the $3 or so to buy
Really?
a copy of it. Yeah,
On
they went completely free. PC.
Steam or PC?
PC, yeah.
Like, I can't go download it.
You literally go to their
One.
Blizzard's website, and you can just download the copy of it.
That's nice of them.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
They've actually done that with a few games. Some of their Nintendo and Super Nintendo games. A little while
Really?
back, Lost Vikings, Rock and Roll Racing, and they
you
bundle.
probably have that, don't you?
They bundle. Oh yeah, I got me some Rock and Roll Racing, and they bundle an emulator with those because they're on the game consoles. So
for their
That's
games,
cool, yeah.
though. An emulator for their games, not other.
no.
games.
It's just the
Right.
yes, correct. It's the NES and the ZNES emulators for them.
Okay.
Those are the big emulators.
Right on.
nice. There's some free games out there for some diehards.
Yes.
StarCraft was a cool game.
Yeah.
That was a fun one.
Played the fuck out of that.
The Zerg.
Yeah,
Or,
the Zerg,
right?
the Protoss, the Terrans.
Protoss were the advanced guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Zerg were like the...
And
that's
the
where
Terrans,
literally where
yeah.
the Zerg, like a Zerg strategy came, that name came from.
Yeah.
Was
Just
where
flood
you would
them
just flood them with a lot
numbers,
of...
yeah.
A lot of
The zombie
numbers.
effect. Just
Yeah.
fill the place up. Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear about somebody zerging somebody, that's the reference. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never heard
like it.
somebody zerging.
it's
I've never heard-
a
I've
real
heard-
common.
Yeah.
I
It
have
just
not
means
heard
you're
this.
inundated from every angle.
Yeah,
with,
it's real common in
you could call them meat sims. They're just pouring in through the.
Yeah.
Remember in Perfect Dark.
or like
when you
Serious
played-
Sam.
Yeah, when you played multiplayer, you could have bots in there, and the bots had a difficulty: dark, sim, hard, easy, or meat.
Oh,
And he was literally just a guy that walked around. I don't even think he'd fire at you. he would stand. If he saw you, he just kind of freeze.
Somebody shoot me, guys.
What are you doing? And then, he was just
Yeah.
meat to catch bullets.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can't
There's rumors abound. First of all, the Nintendo has officially announced that the NES Classic,
Classic. Now-
has been discontinued.
Yeah. So, okay, this is just going to drive the price of these things
Yes.
sky high.
Yeah.
And
There's some guy
it's a
who
miniature Nintendo.
there's Todd out there who's probably got 18
4 or
of them,
5 of them, yeah.
in his
He's
basement
like, oh,
or
they
his
just went
garage
to
or whatever.
1,000 right now. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, and sell.
You know what?
The problem is
Screw them. I don't
Yeah.
care.
Yeah, the
I don't
problem
care.
is
I don't want any of those.
the
I
controller,
want some
the
of games on
controllers
there,
are
but
miniature
I'm
as well,
not.
which is fine. I could probably adapt to a small controller.
No.
But the cable
Is
from
too
the
short.
console to the controller is
Especially
like,
when you've got a bigger
It's like
TV.
2.5 feet, and I'm playing on a 60-inch screen.
Everybody is.
Yeah. I mean, we're playing. I'm not playing on a 9-inch tube
Yeah.
in my bedroom
a
anymore.
13-inch
It's,
tube.
come on.
Yeah.
I'm not buying this for my little child to play when he
Yeah.
gets old enough.
So-
to
Yeah, I mean, you're buying this because you're a fan of games. You're
yeah.
an adult. You're not going to sit.
This is
3
your
feet from your
nostalgia.
TV. Yeah, this is ridiculous.
So there's apparently rumor now abound of a SNES Classic.
You're better off just making a fucking Raspberry Pi.
Yeah. They're not getting a single dollar from me for a classic or an SNES Classic.
Yeah.
Because I feel they are intentionally screwing people on this one.
Yeah.
You know what? I understand trying to drive up a
Why don't
price.
they put some
for
of
your
that resources
stock or
into
for your
making
market.
the Nintendo Switch a little more durable? That would be neat.
Yeah.
I'd want to get one.
Maybe they just put their resources into making the Nintendo Switch available for me.
Or that too, yeah.
That would help as well.
Apparently, speaking of Nintendo Switch, apparently GameStop does have Nintendo Switches available.
Yeah,
but they're in like a $500 bundle.
Yeah, they throw a couple games at it and they jack it up.
We actually,
go to Clackamas.
Ben and I actually went to GameStop. Funny thing.
He walks in there, he's like,
to
hey,
buy a Nintendo Switch.
What do you got?
And I had to wait my turn. But then,
sorry, sir.
And then,
I don't have any.
I was like, come on, Tyler.
It's a Tyler?
I don't know. Yeah, he looked like a Tyler. Neil Tyler. I don't know who it was. I was like,
if he's Tyler, you just punch him in the face.
Cuff it up, bro. And he was like, the only thing we have is one of them. It was actually a really good deal, but we sold the last one.
And then we had to run.
I love to start with and don't have it anymore.
Grab those Xbox One controllers. Let's go. Just looted GameStop, basically.
I'm taking this.
We should stop talking about that.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But that didn't really happen. Yeah.
Then we left.
What else you got?
Then we left peacefully.
Yeah.
After that.
So, game series I've always liked. Didn't play a ton of it, but I always thought it was really fun. It's one of those RTS style games like StarCraft.
What is it?
Warhammer 40K, Dawn of War.
Yeah.
Dawn of War 3 comes out in a few days on the 27th.
God of War 3.
Dawn of War.
Oh, okay. Oh, Warhammer 40K.
Warhammer
Dawn
40K.
War.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought we
Is it 40K or is it just Warhammer?
Warhammer 40K. So it's the advanced one for the space. Space version.
Okay. No, I just remember seeing it. I also remember seeing an ad and I couldn't find it because it said it was coming out soon, but there was
a Warhammer game
just
and it
Warhammer.
I don't know that it's ever come out. I've not seen because I was kind of like, oh yeah, that could be cool because it's Warhammer. You got the goofy orcs, the goofy Terrans, the goofy all that.
Was it just a couple months ago? I looked at it, played the demo for it. It just doesn't look that good. It was like Vermintide, and it was kind of like a small 4-person player game where like you're protecting a city of sorts, but the game, the graphics, the gameplay just wasn't that good. I didn't really like it.
Yeah.
So I wasn't going to spend it.
Yeah.
But then later I swear I've seen commercials where it's got a lot more people, a lot more of the characters than just like 3 people and some rats.
I know nothing about this entire series.
So it's a tabletop. It started off as a tabletop game.
Is there okay.
Where like you'd have the pewter die cast figurines and you'd have to paint them and
the tabletop D&D
style. And you'd have these wars, so you'd have your troops and then you'd have a hero type or two and stuff. So they turned it into I think it was early 2000s to mid 2000s. They turned it into basically a series of like real-time strategy type games.
Okay, right on.
Well, video
the
games.
Original the video games.
It's been it's all tabletop. You're going more of like a group of people than just as one, but they were always kind of like they even made, I guess, remembering now sports game, they did make a Blood Bowl.
Really?
With Warhammer. It was a terrible football game. Like it wasn't like a football game. It was like a football.
Is this where they were like goblins and monsters?
Yeah. There's like the goblin group. There's the dwarves. I think I remember that. The elves, like the lizard people, the rat people, and But I kind of like that role playing. I always wanted to play it, but the games all looked crappy. And I'm not spending that kind of money to get the tabletop.
The Warhammer 40K, the RTS games, always looked a lot better than the ones you're talking about. I always remembered.
Like the 40Ks?
The Warhammer 40K, the PC. They were PC only as far as I know.
I remember seeing one. It was like a first person. It kind of looked like Doom or.
See, no, these aren't first
something
person
like that.
shooter. These are kind of top down,
Oh,
real
you're
time
thinking actual
strategy.
real-time?
Like
Okay.
a StarCraft.
Oh, okay, yeah. I don't think I ever got to play any of those.
Yeah, it's those style.
Okay.
That'll make it a little easier. That looks like fun.
Yeah. Last big news that I saw was released today, the 21st of April.
Yeah.
Okay.
One of Ben's favorite series of games,
Dude.
Call of Duty.
Fun.
Yeah.
Good. Little COD is
They're
great.
going back
Time.
to their original.
I'm kind of excited about this. Like
They're going back to World War II.
Nice.
And apparently,
with all the new ones, everything's you're flying around in space. You have shields.
Yeah.
You got jetpacks.
So you mean it's
got all
Halo.
this shit? And I really miss the days
Yeah.
of you have a couple of rifles. Not all of
Maybe-
them are automatic, which is kind of weird because everything in Battlefield 1 is fully automatic.
Yeah.
No, that's not how
No.
World War 1 went.
No.
Anyway, don't get me...
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, back to World War 2. This could be cool.
Yeah.
It could be really cool. I've often thought Call of Duty 2 was
Yeah.
a great game, and you go back and play it, and it's like, it's still fun. It's just, you're like, man, this thing could totally use just a graphics overhaul.
Yeah.
And it would be sweet as hell. Yeah.
They're going back to World War II.
This is the Sledgehammer. I think these guys did the.
no, is it?
Yeah, it's the ones that did Infinite. Was it or not Infinite Warfare?
Black
Advanced,
Ops, right?
Advanced Warfare.
Ghosts, I think. Did they do
Oh,
Ghosts?
okay.
Yeah, I have to look
And-
it. I think it's
Did they-
Advanced Warfare. I'd have to look it up.
Did they do-
Sledgehammer is what was left on the bottom of the Konami's boot after Infinity Ward left.
Okay.
You know? Yeah.
The Activision
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where
sucks.
this one's coming from. Just FYI.
Yeah.
It's something to look for. I
We'll
think next
see.
week.
That
they
doesn't
have the
necessarily mean
trailer.
it's a bad game.
No,
I mean,
if they build
you'll have
off
to wait.
of the Infinity Ward COD4 engine,
Yeah.
it should be a fantastic game.
Yeah.
You have to try and screw that up. Yeah.
Also COD related. I just saw. Apparently they're releasing some map packs for the Modern Warfare, the remaster.
Oh, right,
They're releasing some map packs for it. So
I've heard
some
some
of the
anger. I've heard some anger about this.
So the
Really?
new one.
yeah.
So give us some of your
Are they charging
anger.
Alfonso's
$9 or $10?
he kind of pissed.
Who?
The guy at work, buddy at work, Alfonso. We talk about the whole crew talks about.
Tell me
video games
about
half the
how
time.
Alfonso feels.
He feels jaded. He feels
Okay.
really upset. It's $15.
Oh, they're charging.
They're
you.
charging for like a couple of maps.
It's like 4 maps.
And
I
it's
think.
but it's apparently it's the good ones. It's like
Damn.
the
Yeah.
Creek Bed, Chinatown,
Chinatown was a
the
fun
broadcast. The one where you're at
yeah,
the
you're at the
broadcast,
studio, the
broadcast,
television studio, yeah.
the really good ones, and they're it's $15.
Ben's already bought it at this point, so keep going.
But it's like $15 for a couple of maps, and like apparently some people are getting it, some people aren't. So it's making it really, really hard.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Like,
Some people are
what it
getting.
makes
Some people are
sense.
getting it for free.
Yeah. Somehow some people are getting it for free, or I don't know. Like it's include. Maybe there were ones that bought like the big ultra package or
$300
something.
If they bought, I
Yeah.
bet if you bought the Infinite Warfare season pass,
Probably, yeah,
I'll bet
that
you
might
get
be
those
what it
for
is.
free.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's it.
But
yeah.
he was just he was telling me about that today. And he's like $15 for a couple new maps. He's like, it's going to take me a while to break down. And every time I see him on, that's the game he's playing now. Is Call of Duty Remastered.
He'll get it then.
Yeah, he will eventually.
He will,
He's like,
but
$15,
you know?
man. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
man, I wish I could
Come
play. I haven't
on.
played that much. If I get a free couple of minutes,
Yeah.
I barely have time to it loads.
And then
I'll
you're
load
back.
Mad Max and I'll start driving somewhere that I want to do.
And then you'll
It's
hear
like,
the baby.
Oh,
Something happened.
I gotta go. Come back when you got some money, buddy. Yeah.
Welcome to the circus of value.
Any other news?
That's awesome.
That's really kind of all the big stuff right now.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, there's always that little bit trickling in, but
Yeah.
I think this is what everybody needs to know.
Cool. So I will, I guess, use this moment for shout outs this week.
Shout out!
Outs!
Shout outs to
Shout
our
out.
boys,
BetaCon, man.
to our girls.
It was a lot of fun.
To our hardworking game devs out there. Yeah, we did. We went to the Portland BetaCon over this last week. We had they
How was that?
There were good times. There were bad.
It was a
times.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
Are there any blurred times?
Yeah.
Blurred. Maybe after.
So yeah, we did. We got to hang out with developers from a lot of them from around here, some of them not from around here.
Yeah.
game
That'd be
devs
Portland for everybody that doesn't know.
Yeah, around Portland, a lot of them from around here. Some of them not, but either way, we get to meet a lot of them. Check out their new games that they're making. These may not necessarily be released yet, so we get to peek under the hood a little bit. It was kind of fun. It was cool. It was the first event that we actually got to cover. And we traded a lot of cards and information. I want to give some shout outs to some people for letting us play some games and just being involved in general. First person I would like, or the first establishment, I guess I'd rather say, is Ragtag Studio. You can find, they have a website, www.ragtagstudio.com. Raise the Dead.
Oh yeah, that was a neat game.
Pretty damn cool. Look forward to that. That will actually come out for PS4.
Give us a quick rundown on Raise the Dead.
Raise the Dead is a
scroller, 3D scroller,
kind of,
sort of
with and the
down
art. It got a very unique art style to it. It's hard to kind of explain, but it basically, the premise is that it is a reverse zombie game. I'll explain that. Basically, you are a zombie trying to raise an army against people.
Yeah.
Instead of the other way around, which normally that's the other way around.
So instead of killing zombies,
cool.
you were trying to make zombies.
You're trying to raise a zombie army to destroy.
They were over in the in the Pig Squad.
Yes, and Pig Squad is a local, or these are some local folks here. I'm going to throw a shout out. Pig Squad's always bringing it hard. Pigsquad.com. Check them out. You can follow them on Twitter at Pig Squad. They are basically a group of developers, and I believe, actually, I'm pretty sure the Ragtag may be involved with Pig Squad.
Yes.
Okay.
But and a lot of them are.
Well, Pig Squad's kind of, if anybody doesn't know, it's kind of an alliance. It's not its own
They are a group of local developers, programmers, artists that are working on
they
these
help
games.
Support each other and everything. So.
Yes, and they're very big in our area here in Portland,
our gaming community.
And we really like all the stuff that they bring. Plus, they also do like community events and stuff that people can just attend. So if you want to do that, check out their website.
Yeah, cool.
Their website, again, if I didn't mention it before, it's just pigsquad.com. So check that out.
Hit them up.
Some other folks from out in the Beaverton neck of the woods.
The West Side.
Appsomniacs came hard with the Fail Whale game.
This game was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a mobile game.
Tell them a little bit about that game. What that is.
I guess. So you download the game and you play it. You're basically like a narwhal. And so it's 2D and you have kind of like turn left or turn right or
little side scroller style.
Turn left or turn up, turn down. Okay. Basically, you just have there's only 3 buttons.
Yeah.
But for a mobile game, simpler is better. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So you have turn one way, turn the other way, and then attack.
Up and down. Yeah. Okay.
And your attack is you just lunge with your horn.
Your tooth.
Yeah.
Horn. I don't know what you call that thing.
The tooth.
So anybody that doesn't know, narwhale is a whale that literally has a tooth that grows out their front of the
Listen,
fucking
let me break this down for
and you go like you go and when you attack you'll hit somebody and they blow up into
a narwhal. A narwhal is at the beginning
of
awesome. Elf. Have you ever seen the beginning of Elf? It's a thing that comes out of the ocean when Buddy is leaving the North Pole.
Right.
There's video documentation.
What
of
are
these
you
things.
talking about? They're real things.
Yeah,
Unicorn humped a whale.
that's pretty much
like
unicorn almost humped a dolphin.
Basically, it's just like an ongoing
beached whale kind of
multiplayer deathmatch. If you log in, whoever else is on that server, you're just swimming around, and it's like
you attack each other.
Kill or
correct?
be killed.
Yeah.
Go.
It's fun.
It sounds it's such simple
it's real
gameplay.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
Addictive.
It's a physics based.
Oh my god, yeah. It totally
so it
draws you
sounds
in.
a lot like a fun multiplayer version of Joust.
Kind of. I mean, there's literally
kind of.
there are 3 buttons. One rotates you left. You're in the water, so rotates you left. The other one rotates you right, and then this one over here on the right side makes you just dash at.
Yeah, you have your attack is. Just
so you're always moving. So it's just literally you
never stop moving. You just
you're telling him to go left and right.
It's quite fun.
Circles and stuff. Yeah, and if There's
pretty
the finesse
cool.
again. It's so simple, anybody can do it. But once you kind of figure out, just make small corners and hit the attack button.
Anyway, they've done a very good job on the game. We very much enjoyed it. They gave us actual,
check them out. Give them a good review.
They gave us the devices to like play it on and everything. And,
they were like, if you want to check it out, you walk up to the booth, they would hand you
like
one of their own devs' smartphones because it's already installed.
Yeah,
like there was I don't know, there was like 5 or 6 little hoops to jump through to get it on your phone, which you could do, but it would probably take you,
because it's not on the Play Store, the Google Play, or it's not on.
Not yet. It's not on the downloadable just yet. Yeah.
They're still in testing phases. It sounds like.
Yeah, they are. A lot of these are, and it's www.appsomniacs. That's appsomniacs. appsomniacs.com. If you want to check out their games, they do have other games, so this is not the only game you can play, but you can go to that website, you can check out the other stuff that they have as well. That's
not a thing.
The other, another shout out to Thunderlion Studios, who we actually, we have an interview with these guys.
If you haven't heard the interview, go check it out. It's cool.
And we haven't
stick it up on our website, right?
Yeah, it's there.
Sorry, Randy. Go ahead.
Continue the joke.
So it's not there. We will put it up once it's edited and ready to be published. That'll go up. And then you can check it out there. But you can visit their website, www.thunderlionstudio.com. And then check them out. We talked to Brandon, and I believe his name is Andrew, who was one of the coders for that game as well.
And then I was going to say real quick, though, if once we do have that interview up, we'll have it up on namelessgamerspdx.com.
Yeah,
for everybody.
You may have already seen it in your feed. It's been removed, but it was put there on accident, so it has not been edited. We're going to do that, and then we'll put it back up for you though once it's been edited, and corrected and all that good stuff.
Oh,
the other
that's what I downloaded.
Yes,
Mr. Morgan Designs, Mike Morgan in Clackamas, Oregon. www.mikemorgandesigns.com.
Pretty talented artist.
Yeah. Cat was cool. We bought goods?
Yeah, I did. I got one. I totally got one. He's developed.
He suckered you in.
It's a
I've been pretty much winning on his own.
It's a simple concept. It's a neat idea. He's definitely filling a niche that has not been addressed. But I'll just say this is a glove for artists. That doesn't
for
smear.
tablet drawing, right?
Well, for tablet drawing, it doesn't let your palm or your pinky or your hand
screw up your.
It doesn't let that make contact with your touch screen.
Nice. Okay.
So it kind of makes it easier to you just rest your whole hand there. If you're drawing with ink or lead, pencil or it won't smear.
Okay,
that
nice.
Kind of thing. Like it's not going to as you're drawing and
you're not going to get your oil the oil from your hands.
Hand's not going to get all dirty or whatever. Like it's and yes, it's you could just put a glove on, but it's not the same. It's kind of neat. It's
you get the tactile feel of your fingers.
Got like 3 different colors. They're not bad. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to use it yet, but I'm looking forward to it.
Okay.
But and you can check those out. I haven't been to his website. I'm not going to lie, but you may be able to just order those from him straight. At MikeMorganDesigns.com or
I'm sure he'll tell you.
He does have and he does have an email if you want to reach out to him, morgandesigns@gmail.com. You can find him there. He does have a phone number here, but I'm under the impression that may be incorrect. So
maybe we'll go with that. On that.
Anyway, the last two we're just gonna move through pretty quick here. ResPleaseGame.com. ResPlease was a fun game, good looking. Check it out. RezPlz game.com.
Oh yeah.
To check that out. The last one here that I will give a shout out to is from Daylight Studios. Holy Potatoes, We're in Space. Woo! That is the name of it. Go to www.holypotatoesgame.com and check that out.
I didn't get to play that one.
These games are really cool, guys. I was under the impression that a lot of the games would be sort of like, oh, it's some guy in his basement. And I mean, yeah, those were there too, but there were some real good ones.
Some polished stuff, right?
Yeah, there's some real good polished looking games out there. Really surprised at how talented people that are local to us and are around this area, maybe even California, and all the way over to Chicago.
This was the first one. They're trying to make it a yearly thing, and hopefully it grows. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I would definitely go back next.
Met a lot of people and all that good stuff. So anybody, you guys want to do a what you playing? Anybody been playing anything? I know we've been kind of busy, but
I sat down the other day, yesterday, as a matter of fact, and gentlemen, I played a little game called Super Metroid.
Nice. Wait, I've never heard of this game. What are you talking about?
We started it. I started a Super Metroid campaign.
Okay.
Just for fun.
On our Pi, right?
Yeah.
On our legally obtained copy,
right?
Of
exactly.
Super Metroid.
It's all legits, bro. So
we have physical copies of
a couple of missiles. I think I can hold like 15 missiles now.
Nice.
So I'm just getting.
You're not at the 99
toes
yet.
in there. Yep.
Sweet.
Got any super missiles yet?
Negative. No super missiles, no bombs, no morph ball.
Wait. Morph ball's like the first thing you get.
No, it's not.
Wait. Not in Super Metroid. The morph ball you get that about we'll say
10-15 minutes.
Not more than, it's like you're well, I don't want to say 1/4. 1/4 is too far, but you're probably an hour into the game before you get the morph ball.
Okay. All right.
I mean, if your sole goal is to hunt down that morph ball and get there, you've got to advance the story. You might be able to get it within 20 minutes, half an hour, but I'm just trying to pick up everything I can pick up on every screen that I walk through. So, the thing about Super Metroid is once you get the scanner, then you go back and you find that's where you find all your other missiles, dude.
You find everything.
And you
find a lot of stuff.
A lot of hidden things through little tunnels that you need the morph ball to get through. And it's like, geez, okay.
You gotta go back.
Yep. Yeah.
Scott, how about you? What have you been playing?
Oh, just retro stuff. Just popping in the NES.
Actually, Scott and I got to play
wrestling.
We played some multiplayer
motherfucking friggin' dodgeball,
super dodgeball.
Got to play that.
It was good.
That's a good one.
How was that on the?
It was
it's
great.
Fun.
It was good. It played it just as well as I remember. Like I was trying to explain. It took me. Scott was playing for a few minutes himself while I was trying to dig out the second controller.
Yes.
Hooked up, and I'm just frantically pouring through boxes. I'm like, dude, I got one somewhere. I know it's here. Let me plug it and plug it in. God damn it! And we get into it, and the super. I remembered how to throw a super throw, but I couldn't remember how to catch anything. So pretty much got annihilated.
Yeah, until the second one.
When he finally remembered.
Yeah. It's one of those, I had never actually played the game growing up.
Now, if I remember correctly, you're literally like, it's like kind of like an over the shoulder though.
No,
it's sort of.
It's like you're looking at the playing area in which they're playing.
The field.
Side scrolling, like Tecmo Bowl.
Kind of like Tecmo Bowl.
Okay.
And so you've got your 4 guys on,
I'll show you.
3 guys on the field in play.
Yes.
And then on the other side,
Scott
you have a team member standing out of bounds on each side of the court.
Kind of your next guy in.
And you can pass it to him. Yeah.
The weirdest part.
No, they don't come in. They're just there to catch out of bounds balls. Because if a ball goes out of bounds, your guy can pick it up and you can throw it at somebody. If they're not looking to pay attention, you'll hit them and do damage.
Sorry, I'm not up on my dodgeball
dude, it was
rules.
so odd because
it's fun, man. We were calling you guys.
We were America versus China, and
no, it was India versus China.
I'm trying to remember,
I could not pronounce a single name.
You guys have stats. Wang. Moshimoto or whoever, and it was like you have a power meter, and every time you get hit, it does damage, and your power meter drops down, and your guy starts like
he starts getting tired.
He can't run, he can't do stuff. They get exhausted. That game's awesome, man. It was that actually that was a lot of fun.
That was the weird part to me. Is like the first game.
I remember playing I'm sorry.
Okay, playing in the game, like you're expecting the first time to play one hit, you're out. No, there was the life bar to it, and it was like, I was like, what? I'm not.
You're not going to get.
It was weird.
Ball.
Yeah. So that was pretty fun.
Your guy has, and the super throws do double-digit damage.
Okay.
Yeah. Once you showed me that,
your guy will start bouncing off the roof and the ceiling and all that shit. Yeah. It's good.
Yeah. No, sorry. I apologize about that. what I was going to say was I remember seeing a dodgeball game where it was literally like you're sitting kind of, it looked like a over the shoulder kind of thing of one side, and you would look at each other, and it might have been
over the shoulder. That'd be weird.
Not close over the shoulder. It was like far away a little bit, and almost like Mario Tennis, Wii Tennis.
Like a north-south view?
Yeah, but it was fairly low north-south view, and you were throwing balls at each other, and it was literally
throwing. What are you going to do in dodgeball? Throw balls at each other.
But it was
not wrenches.
Like there wasn't the up and down of the game. That was
if you can dodge lateral. A wrench, you can dodge.
It was literally lateral.
Super dodgeball is left and right,
but there was zero. Like north-south, or in this one,
we'd have to look for that one. That does sound kind of interesting.
And that's where I think maybe like my dodgeball, super dodgeball kind of thing was being thrown off.
I think I've seen a couple dodgeball games. I've just seen pictures of the cover, and it's like dodgeball in a video game. That's never gonna work.
Yeah,
but
that's not a thing.
NES made it work.
Is there any other games aside from the dodgeball games?
Tekken had that like that kickback with the volleyball game.
Oh yeah,
it was kind of a dodgeball, but that's the only one that I can.
Well, I mean, we're kind of we're on a whatcha plan, so I'm trying to find out if anybody else played.
I started playing.
Just retro
I started a game of Rise, Son of Rome.
Yeah.
I
was.
Do the sound effect.
And the sound.
Is it?
Yeah. But you got it cheap though, right?
It wasn't. It was free. It was free, but it was like
free's good
because I hear that it's a hack and slash, and like I love a good hack and slash. I'll go hack and slash, and it is and it isn't.
Yeah,
it's like a rhythmic hack and slash. They want you to get into a combat scenario with one-on-one, and then start working a combo to annihilate to kill this guy. Whereas you can kind of just attack and get 3 or 4 guys involved in the fight, but I don't know. It just wasn't. It was too slow. It just felt slow. Felt awkward, and then I was.
Yeah, I remember there were a lot of complaints on that.
I found myself manning some sort of a turret crossbow thing, and I had to aim and charge the turret and call in volleys of arrows from archers from an unknown crevice. I don't know where they were, and it was like to call in the archers, you had to hold it down and charge it up and let it go at the right time. And I had to do the same thing with the ballista, and I was like, "This is freaking
it's too hot."
Hit that button, go back to Amazon Video, and I'll just watch some cartoons or something because that was stupid. Yeah,
good thing
I didn't dig it. I didn't dig it. It wasn't all that great.
Yeah. So I was going to say I'm getting close to the end. I'm pretty sure it's the end. Getting close to the end of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Oh,
Andromeda.
Yeah.
The whole thing.
So
I've been trying
tell us about it.
Been trying to get all the side quests. There's a lot of them. One of the things I like about this one is not all the side quests have everything marked, so you don't know exactly where you're supposed to go. There's a lot of
that's kind of
cool. There's a lot of very minor, like you
don't like that. That's annoying. Like
no. I like it.
That makes you hunt for it a little.
Yeah. So you've got your main story quest, then you've got tasks you can do, and then there's kind of this almost like minor tasks. Like they don't list it as a minor task, but so those are the ones where like, you on this planet you've got to go do, and you got to go find 8 of this object, but we're not going to mark where these objects are. You just have to kind of hunt for them.
See, that's cool. That's cool.
No, that's a good thing. I mean, because whereas in the old, like, that seemed to not really exist very well in the older Mass Effects. Mass Effect 1 did it. Mass Effect 1 did it, but it was so vague. It was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, you know?
Yeah.
What I'm looking for, where I'm even going. This one at least is like, well, we'll keep it on the same planet, so you know what planet you need to be on.
But that's kind of fun, because that's like when you're done with it, you're like, I never finished this damn one. I want to go.
It gives you some.
You can search the internet, and you're like, oh, it's way the hell over there.
Not even. And one of the things I do like about it is every planet that have been on so far has a vault.
Oh. So you can store stuff there?
No. So the vault is like how you turn the planet. So I don't, spoiler alert, by the way, anybody who's listening.
Okay.
You can just skip past this. Each planet has it was supposed to be like what they call a golden world. So like a prime world. So a good version, like a planet Earth kind of thing where you've got good weather, you can plant a colony.
Okay.
All the planets, when you finally get there 600 years after you take off, none of them are golden worlds anymore. They're whether desert or whether it's fucking Tatooine or Hoth or fucking Dagobah.
Okay.
That's literally like what they all seem to be. It's like straight Star Wars style, like either the jungle grows out crazy,
but
it's a desert planet,
is just a scientific myth,
or it's a ice fucking
right.
And so they like you have these monoliths you have to turn on, and then the monoliths are connected to a vault.
Mm-hmm.
The vault basically turns back on the terraforming for the planet.
Oh, like the machine in Total Recall that freezes the ice to make
that unfreezes the ice and makes atmosphere.
Yes, melts the ice.
Yeah,
to make the release oxygen.
Yes. Kind of similar like that. They do it a little more. It's supposed to be a little more subtle.
Okay.
So, like you'll get one of your first planets has it's like the air's poisonous. Mm-hmm. So if you're out just wandering around, you have a life
losing health, or you're taking damage.
You have a life support system. So, and then you have little beacons that help revive your life support. And then like if you go to certain parts though, like it hurts your life support even faster. So then eventually it'll hurt your shields and your health. And so it's like basically how fast it does. Now, when you turn on all those vaults and the monoliths and all that, blah, 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 now you can go to those places. So there's a reason to go back to your planets that you've already finished.
Okay.
Because there's additional quests and stuff like that. So, but I'm getting close to the end of it. So
nice. How many hours are you in, Tony?
46 or 7.
47 hours.
47?
That's a good, that's
something like that.
That's a good campaign.
Yeah.
You're near
and I mean, a lot of it is, hour here, 45 minutes there. Then a Saturday will roll around.
Yeah.
6 hours there.
Yeah,
whatever.
big games, man. You gotta get in those little grinds when you can.
Yeah.
The big heavy grinds.
A lot of little. You gotta try and do your chunks when you have time.
Anybody else been playing anything?
How about you?
Nah.
We've been playing.
Sorry, that's it.
I've been playing Overwatch. I've been playing the event the Overwatch is doing right now, Rise of the Omnics. And that's good. It's like it's a Uprising is what it's called, but it's Rise of the Omnics basically. Right? But it's like it's Tracer's first mission. When she was it's like kind of like a hazing. It's almost inappropriate.
It's like she's joining a sorority.
Yeah, like you want to join the sorority, you gotta kill all these robots, and
it's like pretty hardcore sorority.
Now this is the first kind of not solo, but like story campaign.
It is the first lore-ish campaign. The other campaigns have been more event driven. So like the campaign or one player, I don't want to say one player, but like the multiplayer co-op missions that have come out before have been more like, well, there was one for Halloween. Actually, I think the only one was for Halloween. Now that I think about it. So yeah, it is the first lore-driven, story-driven mission. It's fun. It's cool. It's but
it's not just to kill everybody in front of you, right?
No, they did do. No, it's not. It's very much. They use some of the mechanics that are already existing in the game for it, but they give you a couple options. So the first option is you can play this in its purest form, where you can be. So the characters are Mercy, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, Tracer, and there might be someone else in there. I can't remember. Anyway, you pick those people only, and you go through the story.
Okay,
and it kind of unravels before you as you do that. The other version that they have is you can just pick anybody, and then do the story that way, and that's another option. So anyway,
well, that's kind of cool. They're breaking it down to like an individual person.
Yeah,
as opposed to like the big group.
But it's fun. It's cool. I like when they do the co-op stuff. It seems to.
It's always a fun spin on.
Yeah, it's good to see that the game can go that way. It's like it's good to see like, it doesn't have to be a game that you can just go in and kill everybody and everybody has their own thing and it's just a shooter and that's the only.
It's the only thing you can.
The only facet that the game has to show. It's good that they can go in and say, hey, we're going to also do this really kick-ass co-op campaign, and it's going to work. And and everything seems to work.
Right.
So, it's cool. It's cool because it doesn't come with a co-op campaign or anything like that. Like, it does not come equipped with that. But it shows glimmers of, like, they should really do this. Like, this should be part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we should really have this.
Throw some sort of a campaign mode in there. Maybe you can select 4 characters for a team or whatever, and go to town.
And that's cool. And you can do that in this. You can pick anybody if you want, but then there's the pure form of it where you can just pick the story characters. So they do give you both, this is new. They've not done that before, but they did capture the flag they left there. I think they took out like the 6v6 all character, like you could pick like whatever.
Everybody could be the same.
They took that out for a while and replaced it with this. So it's quite fun. It's cool. There are new skins. There are new emotes. There are new voice lines. They dropped the whole you got to collect them all bit that Blizzard does.
Oh yeah, you get some costumes. And
I think I am good and settled in this one already. I've got everything that I wanted out of it. I didn't want much out of this one. It's not a good look. Really? I don't know. I didn't like the skins particularly. Like a couple of them were okay, but like they're not great. Not good. Like the holiday skins were the shit. Like
everybody gets
the Christmas, the Halloween. Those are real good.
The Torbjorn Santa,
and these are like. I mean, I guess in terms of like whether or not they're designed well, I think they're designed well. I just think it applies to something that I'm not familiar with and I don't really care about, which is like the lore of the game.
Okay.
That I have not seen before, and so like the outfits are like they're all very like they're all blue and like they're a team, so they all are like in these blue uniforms, and it's weird looking. It's not something that's
vault uniforms. Like
no,
it's got a yellow stripe.
Nope, not at all. They're just real weird.
It would be like the X-Men running in. They're all yellow and
God, really? Like just
kind of
like this. The early
the same. No. I'm not saying color scheme. I'm just saying they all have a matching color scheme.
Yeah,
is what
it's
he's
similar.
They're
like like they're on the same team. That's right because they're all wearing the same color jersey.
Easy.
Yes, that's it. But that's all I've really been playing. I've been dabbling in some Resident Evil. They had that deal a couple weeks ago where they sold a bunch of Resident Evil games for real cheap. I bought it. It's like $20 and you get like 5 or 6 Resident Evil games. I was like, well, yeah, I got to get that.
I'd be stupid not to.
Yeah, so I bought that, and man, that Resident Evil Revelations 2 is real good. That is a game that's like, if I had to pick how a Telltale game was made,
that would be it.
It would be like, why didn't you guys just look at this game and do it that way? Because this is real good. Yeah, that's a real good game. And I think that was actually a 360 era, that console era type situation. But yeah, that's real good.
Revelation.
Other than that, BetaCon this last weekend. So took a couple days to kind of get straight after that. We there were some beers drank. There were some cards handed out. There were some cards given to us. There were some interviews done. It was a very good time.
I heard there was a costume contest.
There was
I'm
a
curious.
there was a
you
costume.
guys said you were did you go to see that?
3 or 4 people. We took some pictures.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. I'd like to see. I'm just curious. I want to see those pictures.
That's how I ripped my jockstrap.
Oh,
Weird day.
Yeah.
That's a story for a different
The rest
podcast.
of that day was real weird. No, I didn't make a lot more friends that day.
In fact, no more friends.
It was
You got a
real-
few restraining orders.
It's real weird that day.
Randy's on a probation.
Yeah, I
period
can't
with
be
the
close.
convention
I
center.
cannot be near.
It's all right.
I can't be
We'll get
near
past it. We'll move on
any public
amicably.
facility. Schools are it's frowned upon.
Schools are fine. No, schools are fine. You can go near schools. You just can't go near public places.
Oh boy,
It's been-
we've
parks.
It's been a hell of a
That's
week,
so
boys.
wrong.
Oh, wow. That's all kinds of just bad.
What is happening right now?
Yeah. And weed's legal here. It makes it even. It's just it gets weird. It gets real
weird.
The laws get real weird.
Oregon
You open up
sucks.
that-
Don't come here.
Yeah. You open up that rabbit
Go
hole,
away.
and
Yeah.
sometimes you go way too far down.
Unless you're already here, then I guess.
You know, I bought that van
Go back to
to
California.
do that ice cream truck business, and it is just not panning out right now.
With the padlock on the outside of the car? Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a dead
I don't know.
giveaway. That's a
That's
dead
they know
giveaway.
what's going on.
I don't know what it is.
It's your music.
White zombie attracts people to ice cream. That is, I read that online.
I don't know, dude.
Pretty
Is it white
sure.
zombie or is it like the like
There was a study. This is Harvard shit. It was a study.
Oh,
White zombie does attract people to ice cream. That's true. Look it up. You can Google
So
it.
White Zombie does. How about
Yeah.
Rob Zombie by himself?
No, no.
not
This
so much.
this is mainly like more
you attract a
human than
different
human.
crowd,
Like
less
anything off
desirable.
that album
Yeah.
really gets them in there. You'll be slinging You'll be slinging Klondike bars like nobody's business
Sweet.
on that. Anyway, yeah, does anybody have anything they want to talk about? Anybody have a question maybe they want to ask?
I think I got a question. You kind of touched on this, Randy. So
okay.
up your nose with a rubber hose.
and that's one of the reasons I'm not allowed.
face.
Like
near
a
public
like a
spaces.
garden hose because
Yeah.
I picture
Always
like a
touching.
big green garden hose is like 20 feet long. And I'm like,
All
I
the
just
way
don't
up
want
there.
that shoved up my nose.
It's uncomfortable.
But I'll watch it.
It's uncomfortable.
I'll watch it go up your nose.
That's how that jockstrap broke.
Whoa.
20-foot garden hose.
Yeah, it's matter of public record. Just
Not-
got to contact. Your
Not going to get into
Baltimore
details on that,
sheriff.
but hey, yard work. Am I right?
Yard work.
Yard work sucks.
Terrible.
When you,
really
when you
does.
guys go mow my lawn, it needs to be mowed.
Yeah, knock on your neighbor's door. No, to mix like I don't like a lot of the Telltale games. Jessica
Okay.
likes some of them. And it's kind of hit and miss with
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They all are, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but I think a lot of it comes down to the actual game that they pick to make
Yeah.
that style.
Yeah, that's true.
What game do you guys or the listeners want to see be a Telltale game?
Ooh, that's so good.
Or
What would make
that story-driven type
with
game.
the-
yeah,
with the-
what would
with the
make a
pop-up
good
controls like
Telltale
that?
type
Ooh.
game?
Okay.
More of a storyline to it than like
So
hardcore
your
action?
game, or could it be like your comic book or your movie? Or are we sticking
Do
straight
anything.
to games?
Let's breach here.
What
Let's
story?
breach.
So what
Let's
story
breach.
do you want to see
Yeah.
as a Telltale?
Any storyline. Comic book hero, video game, movie. What should be the next
Sure.
Telltale game? And maybe
Okay.
we can license it to Telltale.
I got a couple ideas
Yeah.
yeah.
Play with your imagination.
for next week's episode.
Send them ideas that you have
Mother Jammas.
for your suggestions for a Telltale game. Just send them to namelessgamerspdx@gmail.com, where we will read those suggestions and steal them for our very own and forward them to Telltale. I'm just kidding. Send them to us so that we can read them on
air.
On the air.
Yeah, patent pending.
And then we'll give you credit given where credit's due. We're very good at that. As you saw, we did the shout outs to all of our friends and gamer dev family at BetaCon. Thanks again, BetaCon.
Thanks for having us.
Mr. Tyler Jones, publicity guy. Thank you. We had a very good time. Does anybody have anything else they want to add or subtract? Subtracting is not going to be an easy thing at this point. I'm
Distracting.
I'm instantly regretting that garden hose comment earlier.
No, you leave that in.
What I would like to add,
You
real
leave
quick,
that in.
I have to take that out of there.
You're the one admitting that you can't go near a school.
That's
the one I was subtracting.
I'll use the. I'll do the audio like the Photoshop smudge tool. We'll just get that off of there.
Part out there.
Take that on out of there.
You just say whoa, 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 whoa.
Anyway,
So I was going to say I'd like to add thank you for listening.
Yeah, thanks
You
for
know,
listening.
Hit us up.
Yes, leave us reviews if you like what you hear. So, and we will come back to you every
Drop us a question.
couple of weeks with new good stuff in relation to the gaming industry and all that good stuff. So subscribe if you can. Find us www.namelessgamerspdx.com. And the other thing, we might be moving from that. We may be moving to our Patreon site only because it does everything that our website does and then some. And I kind of like it a little bit better. So we may just end up moving there. I don't know. We'll workshop that idea. Anyway, www.namelessgamerspdx.com. Thanks for listening. Subscribe. We will be back in a couple of weeks. Maybe, definitely subscribe. We will be releasing some interviews and stuff. And I hate this map.